still be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready.
Hey cuties, and welcome to part 1 of me sharing all of my female CC tops I currently have in my game with you. I'm gonna do a part 2 of this with another 250 CC items next Friday, so if you haven't already and you don't want to miss that video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I also upload CC related videos every single Friday, so there's a lot to look forward to, you know. As always, you can find links to all of the CC in the description down below, and I'll also make sure to link a playlist with all of my collection videos that I've done in the past. There's not just clothing items, there's also hairstyles, makeup, skin details, also for males and toddlers and kids, so you know, there's just a lot of juicy stuff. So I'll leave that playlist here right now so you can go check whatever you want out after this video. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. If you've been here for a while, you should know the drill by now. Grab a snack, grab a drink, grab whatever you need to be comfy for the next 20 minutes, and let's just, you know, sit back, talk about life, just hang out. Hope you're all doing well. These videos honestly are getting out of hand, and I always joke about this because like whenever I'm currently pre-recording, when you're watching this, I'm already in the UK with my boyfriend, which I'm very excited to see him again. It actually hasn't been that long. We saw each other in August. Well, if you don't know, we have a long distance relationship. Hello. This is my life. And we try to see each other every 3 months, I would say, round about that. And I'm gonna go there for 2 weeks, and then he's gonna come back with me for 10 more days. So it's gonna be almost a month. I'm very excited, but I always joke that whenever I have to pre-record and I have like a lot on my hands to do, there's just so many videos I need to record, and I always decide to make videos that take me forever. Okay, I could share so many different things with you that are CC related, that are fun to watch. I do love doing like CC favorites. I should do that honestly, because I think a lot of times people don't want like 500 CC tops in their game. It's a bit, but it's a lot. I mean, oh my god, before I recorded this is why it also takes me forever. There's like quite a few, probably hours, I don't know how long it took me, to be honest. I didn't track the time of me going through all of the tops that I had, and there were like almost 1,000. So I cut down 50%, which I'm very proud of. That's why I also love doing these collection videos, to be honest, because it forces me to go through all of the CC that I have. I couldn't possibly share like 1,000 items with you. That would have taken 2 hours. It's not happening. Okay. So it was good. It was like refreshing to get rid of the things that I didn't need. I also tried to pay attention to what I currently have in my game. So maybe sometimes, you know, you have like multiple similar looking things from different creators, so I usually try to go for the one that I think looks a little bit better or has better swatches or works better with certain bottoms, you know, stuff like that. I try to keep an eye out for. And it, like I said, it forces me to clear out my CC folder. I think I got rid of like over 1 gigabyte of CC in just reducing the tops. It was madness. There were just so many. That's why I have put this off for so long. I believe I've done the last video sharing my tops in 2019. Okay, that was like 4 years ago. Hello? Like what? And I think back then I had like 200-ish tops in my game. Honestly, back then it was so hard to find cute Maxis match CC. I remember when Sims 4 first came out, there wasn't any CC for a while, obviously, because everyone kind of has to like get a feel for how to make custom content for the game. But after a while, there was only alpha CC, because that's what what creators did for Sims 3. Sims 3, they tried to make it look realistic. EA, that is. It didn't look realistic at all because it was 2000 whatever. So didn't look realistic, but the CC for it always looked very realistic, in my opinion. For the time it was in, it always looked great. So I think people were just used to that style and like replicated it in The Sims 4. And a lot of people who create Maxis Match CC today actually used to create Alpha CC or like Max's, like mixed Max's match. And I remember back then when I looked at Max's match CC when it first came up, I was like, this looks so stupid. I can't believe people use this. Honestly, I was like, this looks so dumb. Like, The Sims needs to be realistic. But the more and more I used Max's match CC or looked at it, I was like, actually, it's so cute. I really love like the cartoony style. I love how clean it looks. I can't really describe it. It's just, it looks so perfect. I don't know. How do you describe it? It's just such like sharp edges and it's just cute. It's kind of like dressing a doll up, I guess. It doesn't have to be super realistic. I love that it kind of has that cartoon-ish look about it because it removes me more from real life when I play The Sims. I do know that a lot of people wish it was more realistic though, and I think the only reason The Sims 4 was able to stick around for this long, because has it almost been 10 years? Close, right? Next year must be the 10-year anniversary. I think it came out 2014 or 15. I think 2014, and I always think 2015. Who knows? Close to 10 years, and I feel like they couldn't have done that if back then they went for like a very realistic looking game, because then it would have aged way faster than it does if you have like a very stylized game. And I remember saying that before in one of my videos, that I believe that's why it aged so well. Also, like all of the objects in Build and Buy, I feel like it just aged so well because it has like a certain style and it does that style very well. And obviously also the Sims team has gotten so much better at creating Build and Buy objects, because obviously they got more familiar with it, and a lot of the new things, they're just honestly gorgeous. That's why I wouldn't be mad if The Sims 4 stayed around for longer if, and this is a big if they really work on gameplay. And I remember I saw someone posting on Twitter the other day, or shall I call it X? Excuse me, on X. Do people actually say that? Does anyone say I've seen something on X, or do people still say Twitter? Because I'm not going to stop saying Twitter. It's just what it's called, okay? So I remember someone posting that The Sims 4 still gets too much shade and how you just have to come up with like an original story and then the game is fun. And I was like, yes, but then I could also just go play with dolls. Like, I want the game to kind of lead me as well, or like throw things at me that are unexpected, because I don't know if I think I have a good imagination as far as that goes for adults. I don't think it's bad. It's all right. Let's just call it mid, okay? I have a mid imagination. It's fine. It does its job. It's nothing extraordinary, but it's not terrible. So I could go into the game and like make up this elaborate story and, you know, have like a full storyline for my characters, but that is not the way I play The Sims, and it has never been. Even when I was a child, that's not what I wanted from The Sims, and I think a lot of people like that about The Sims 2, that there was just so much excitement going on. You know, they're like fears that your sim had, and just a bunch of things were thrown at you. And I think it was Sims 2 where there was like a chemistry system in place where certain Sims didn't click as much, and they've done something, I guess, like it now with The Sims 4, but it doesn't work the same way. Like back then in The Sims 2 days, it was like almost impossible to date a person if you didn't have any chemistry with them, which I think makes sense because it's like that in real life. If you don't get on with a person, you don't get on with a person, and there's nothing you can do to fix it, you know? You just need that like initial spark. Or even for people who only fall in love if they know a person, there will always be that one like thing about them that catches your attention, I guess we could say. I mean, it's even the same with friends, you know, like some people you just don't get on with, and then it would be very hard to have a good relationship with them. And I feel like it should be the same in The Sims. I feel like you shouldn't be able to just marry anyone. I feel like there should be things that are off the limits, like if their traits are too different, or I don't know, maybe just something very random, like they can't smell each other. That's what we say in German. I don't think that's a saying in English, but it should be because it's very accurate. But I think that was just the fun about it, you know, that you had so many things thrown at you and then you needed to cope with it, because I am so boring when it comes to playing The Sims. I don't do drama in my personal gameplay. Like 0, I always just have either a single parent, because I hate playing with a lot of Sims. I feel very controlling over my Sims. That's why I also don't really love 2-story homes, because I need to be able to see everyone at once. Like, they need to be all there for me to see what they're doing at all times of the Sim day. I want that control. I know I could probably learn to give up control a little bit with the Sims, but do I want that? Absolutely not. So that's not what we're doing. So I go in the game, I have like usually a single parent or a couple, have them either have babies or adopt or do like the science baby thing, which I loved. That was like the best addition to the game ever. Science babies, love them. Mainly because I can live out my single parent lifestyle and still carry the genetics of my Sims, because I create Sims that I think look very cute. So obviously I would want the genetics to carry over to the babies. And where was I at? Oh my god, sometimes I swear I ramble and I don't even know where I started or what we were talking about. But that's what I was doing. Like, I play a very boring life. I just love to see genetics play out in The Sims 4. That's always been like a big fascination, I guess, for me. Just to see what the kids look like. That's all I want. I don't know why. I don't know if that makes me weird, but I think that's so fascinating to see what your Sims babies look like. So cute to see like whose nose they get. Sometimes, well, a lot of times they have no chin, which I don't understand, but there's just a lot of excitement going on. And then you can obviously go in and fix them if they end up having no chin or a hair color or eye color that doesn't make sense. But that is not really sustainable, I would say. Like, if I play The Sims for a very long time, it does get stale because I will just do the same thing over and over and over again. And I do not play a game to use my imagination. That's not why I play video games for. You know, if I'd want to use my imagination, I'd draw or I'd write something or I knit or I don't know. There's a bunch of different creative hobbies, but video gaming for me, not one. Like, I want to sit here, I want to wind down from work or uni or life most of the time, to be honest. Let's face it, we all just want to wind down from life. So get on my little PC and then I just want to game, and I want the game to make it interesting for me. And The Sims doesn't always do that, or most of the time doesn't, because I feel like I have to put so much effort into making the story interesting and into planning out what I want, and I don't know, like building a cute home for them and putting a lot of build CC in it so it's more exciting for me and the Sim has a little bit more character, you know. But I would rather just want to go into the game and not know what to expect. Like, that's what I'd love. That would be so thrilling to go into a save file and it's completely unhinged. You know, things happen, other Sims start arguing with my Sims, they break up with them, there's drama, there's stuff going on that's out of my control. I know, a bit contradictory to me saying earlier I need control over everything, but do you get me? I think it makes sense, right? That you don't want to go in and like have to constantly use your imagination to make things interesting and then like initiate fights between the Sims. I feel like it would just be so fun if certain things just happened, or like certain disasters just happened. You just like all of a sudden get fired from work. Stuff like that would make it so much more interesting. And I still think, even with Growing Together coming out and like the infant update, I still kind of feel like I very much miss, I always get Sims 2 and 3 mixed up, but I believe it was Sims 2 where I just felt like having kids was so much work. Like, it is so exhausting, and that's what it should be because it is in real life. It's not easy to have kids. So I feel like it should translate to The Sims. And I remember back then there were so many things you could do. You could like send your teenagers off to boarding school. You could invite like the principal or teachers over to like improve your Sims grades. I think there were like proms. You could teach your kids how to drive a car. There, you know, all of these tiny little things that just add to the day-to-day of your Sims are so valuable to me, because it wasn't easy back then. There was just a lot going on. And that's what I want. I just want The Sims 4 maybe to be harder. harder and give me more input so I don't have to use as much of my own energy to make up like a fun save file for myself. You know, that's all I want. And then this is how we got here. Then I would be fine for The Sims 4 to continue on for a little bit long. I mean, it will anyways, regardless of me wanting it or not. But hey. And I'm still super excited for this new game called Life by You. I know there's one of you guys out there. I don't know if you're watching or if you're watching until now, but I said it wrong so many times and I kept saying I don't remember what it's called. And this girlie was always like, Cora, it's Life by You. And I was like, oh my god, I know. Because I just could never figure it out. And she's obviously so much smarter than me, so there we go. But if that comes out, I'm just so excited for it. It seems so promising, and I feel like The Sims has never really had any competition. It was always just The Sims. And even other games that's like, even other simulation games aren't really life simulations. They're like farming sims. I don't know, like, what other Sims is there? There's like farming Sims. Then there's Sims where you like have a certain career, like decorating a home, being a farmer, being a taxi driver, you know, stuff like that. There's simulations like that, but not like The Sims where you just can be anything, do anything, and the world should be your oyster, you know? And I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be refreshing for them to have some competition, because if a game doesn't have any competition, there's no real reason for it to go like above and beyond. It will always just stay where it is, where they know they can like produce more and more packs and people will buy it in hope of whatever. And I know a lot of people love The Sims 4, which I don't want to take away from that. Like, if you enjoy the game, great, I'm happy. But I think for a lot of people who might be like my age or have played The Sims 2 and 3 and the first even Sims game before, it just feels very like lacking. Even just with the open world, you know, I don't even know if it's something that I necessarily need, because in The Sims 2 the world wasn't open, but it was still craziness. So yeah, I don't know what I want at this point. I just want a different simulation game to push The Sims above and beyond. I feel like that would be good. So I'm really hoping that I think it got pushed to possibly even March, Life by You. I think it was supposed to be released in September, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, on top of making Sims 4 videos, I'll definitely have a look at this game with you because it looks so good. And all of us obviously love simulation games, otherwise we would not be here. And I think playing that game might send me back to my childhood so much. When like new games came out, it was craziness. If you're like younger, it must be so nice, because it was like the best feeling, like so exciting when a new game came out. And honestly, I didn't even have standards obviously when I was a child. It was a game, I played it, it was fun regardless of how good it was because I was a child and I didn't have any reference to what a good game is. So I just miss that feeling, you know, of like the thrill where, you know, twice a year on your birthday and Christmas there's a chance for you to get a new game, and then you just get lost in it. And that was just so good. And I feel like that game could do it for me, because life simulation games have obviously been my favorite, or like The Sims I should say, because there's no other one, like I said, at least that I know of. That's just like been my favorite genre, and I keep coming back to it even when I'm like annoyed with it, or I don't know, but I just think there's nothing better and nothing more relaxing than just have a weekend. Now that it's getting colder as well, hell yeah, I'm so excited for that. Just sit in, maybe it's raining outside, and then you just have yourself a little tea, maybe a little chocolate or something, and then you just play The Sims. And I usually watch something on the side talking about, oh my god, have you all watched Love is Blind season 5? Because if you have, I'm not gonna go too into detail, I'm just gonna say this: it was a snooze fest. It was an absolute snooze fest, and the other, like 80% snooze fest, 20% problematic behavior. So I don't know about that. It's very annoying actually, because I love Love is Blind. I think it's such a great concept and so thrilling. And every time, if you don't know the concept, it's a dating show where people talk to each other without seeing each other, and then they have to propose to see each other in the real world, and then be fiancés for a little bit, and then there's a wedding where they can either say yes or no. And it's just such a fun concept to me. Like, that is craziness, and I always get so nervous when they first see each other, because I can't even imagine what that would feel like. Like, you would be so nervous, and I always get nervous for people. So me watching it, I might as well be in that situation. Honestly, I always sit here like chomping down my nails. No, I don't bite my nails. Ooh, that's like one pet peeve I have. I cannot stand when people bite on their nails. I don't know, it's just I know my sister did it growing up. Maybe she's like made it into such a pet peeve for me. What's your pet peeve now that we're here? Let me know what your pet peeve is if you've made it this far through. I'll be concerned for both of us if you did, because I just ramble on for so long in these videos. But anyways, coming to an end real soon here. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you all next time. Bye!